lanes. Can Team Singapore deal with the mobility that Gonzalez is going to be bringing to the table with the Cloud, who's known to be an efficient escape artist? But I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. Going for the comfort base from Singapore, as long as they win their lanes and make sure that Adamir doesn't have a hard time, is going to be the way to go. As of now, Team Singapore, they have to focus on Adamir's speed tricks to potentially defend against the aggressive Natalia that may or may not come from the side of Team Philippines. As of yet, the draft has been set. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your players representing from Team Philippines as well as Singapore, duking it out for the first semifinals game number 1. And of course, whoever takes the first game is going to be getting the morale that he needed to jump in towards game number 2.
Yep, this is a best of 3 series. So a first game victory or loss doesn't actually matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But the impacts it has on morale will be very notable. And so both these teams will want to get that advantage as soon as possible. We see confirmed this is going to be a roam Grok. Imam playing on Natalia with high and dry. So yes, he is absolutely going for the kills.
Yeah, that is going to be a roaming Natalia looking for kills as well. And I like how Team Singapore is going to have JPL go for his usual aggressive tankers. And I like how JPL is trying to find Imam and constantly trying to mirror the matchup so that this Natalia go not out of crazy. However, the assault comes in. You can see Adamir already taking a little more damage onto his Imam. And this is going to put a stress onto his laning phase against Gonzalez as of yet.
The annoying thing about having this Natalia around is that she can just roam around the entire map and chunk people out in the side lanes. Imam doesn't necessarily need to get kills, but will have much more movement speed as compared to JPL, and thus can apply much more pressure across the map. We can see that they're primarily focusing on Gonzalez's lane because they know that Adamir will be a threat later on.
It was a very interesting move as well, considering how Team Singapore played it. JPL was trying to cut off rotational aways from Imam, where Imam actually took the long way around back towards the purple buff and then hit towards Beat. So Team Singapore, they might not know where he is, and because of this is going to be a little bit of damage heading towards Sayla's way. But do I remind you, this is going to be a slow play because Reminiscent, that hits for relatively early, and they are going to be going super aggressive, and they immediately punish Imam because of this play.
This is a good play from Team Singapore. They know that they are going to be stronger in this early game because of Vaxia, the Grok, and the Derov. They need to make sure to gain a momentum advantage against Team Philippines so that they will be able to have more map control going into the mid game. Turtle now being contested.
They locked their Rosario in as well, but seems to me they will get the total buff. But here comes the real motivation to isolate the fight. They catch onto a Sayla, and just like that, Team Singapore will lose in the turtle trade, but they want to get a little bit more damage out of this. Unfortunately, they just don't have the burst potential. JPL, however, is going to get cancelled, and Imam walks into the bush and gets an easy taking, and that's going to be 2 kills in the back from Team Philippines.
A little bit of lacking map awareness and positioning from Team Singapore results in them getting caught out completely. They focus too hard on trying to contest the turtle away from Del Rosario, and this allowed Sayla to be targeted by Vela Luna in the back line. Imam even coming in to add insult to injury afterwards, finding JPL. This is the strength of Team Philippines. They know exactly where the members of the enemy team are at all times and will find any stragglers out of position.
Look at this for priority targeting coming from Vela Luna. You can see it's pretty obvious that he is going to be saving his Real Illumination just for the Sayla and doesn't want to give him any sort of room to abuse the Transcendent form. This is a great priority target. However, Team Singapore, their focus is not exactly on him. However, it is actually on Imam. But at the same time, is this the wisest of choice? Because Imam is going to try and make an attempt on towards Adamir up top, and you can see Adamir's health on the top right as well is going to be bleeded out, and he is going to get focused down, and another one bites the dust as Team Philippines will get another easy pickings.
Yeah, and now Team Singapore wants to follow up. They want to catch Imam, but he's already out. Right now, the rotations on the side of Team Singapore are definitely much slower than that of Team Philippines. They are losing out, and now they want to find something right on top of Vela Luna, but Reminiscent doesn't get it because he's able to use the flicker to escape.
This is why Vela Luna is such a key player coming from Philippines, right? Every single time you make an attempt with him, it's so very difficult to kill him, and even if you know that you have to take him down, it's just very, very difficult to do so, considering that the amount of map treasure that Imam is doing just by not showing off the map is just giving off Team Singapore some very, very uneasy vibes. And you can see Team Singapore, they're just shifting their focus onto the turtle up top and making sure that Adamir will get some sort of backup. But looks like here comes the fight begins.
Yep, they use the heavy spin, hitting two people against the wall instantly. Both taken down. Soul and Sayla gonna be the unfortunate victims. JPL does not manage to block Villa Luna with the Guardian's barrier, and thus that's going to be a free trade for Team Philippines.
Oh, that is huge, huge, huge. Like, the mental warfare that Team Philippines is giving onto Team Singapore is starting to seep in, and slowly but surely Team Singapore are going to make even more mistakes. And what they did not expect was that they thought Team Philippines is going to be focusing on Adamir, but instead they themselves are actually also targeting Sayla. So Sayla's positioning becomes a little bit more crucial in all these fights to come.
I can't help but feel that Sayla might be a little bit out of his element here. We already know that this is the first time we've seen him play Xavier. Right now he's going to be using Dawning Light. Villa Luna in a lot of trouble. No flicker available. Remanison gets a little bit of revenge on the enemy mid lane.
Nicely done coming from Team Singapore. They know for a fact that Sayla has been targeted multiple times and take advantage of the situation. They get a very, very nice kill. But is it enough to bounce back? But as of yet, the economy-wise is only about 1k shy apart despite losing in terms of skills. But Singapore, they still have a lot of map control, and Team Philippines, they have been dodging and dodging and dodging again. Imam finally reviews his position, but looks like Team Singapore, they're debating if they want to force this fight. Looks like there is no cavalry in the backline, so they are going to be reconsidering on attacking the top side.
One strength of Team Philippines is just the speed at which they are able to farm, but a flicker forward, what's not going to miss? Beautiful reaction timing by Gonzalez, escaping with the battle mirror image, and now Adamir not even able to take out the tier 1.
Oh, this is it, Imam. They want to go for the kill as well. Singapore, they trade their lives a little bit for the tier 1. They are going to get punished, and here like this, Imam finds the right target, and that's going to be Sayla immediately shut down. Just like that, as Team Singapore not expecting the rotations coming in. Imam very, very patient with his assassination, and because of that, Team Singapore just can't do anything about it as of yet.
Imam is fully aware of the fact that Adamir and Sayla are going to be easy pickings. The Xavier, most of all, if he manages to find them out of position. And Sayla so far has been getting caught over and over again. He doesn't quite have the utility you normally have on a hero like Kagura. Dawning Light not going to be enough as Del Rosario picks up another turtle.
Oh, Team Singapore, they need Soul to win his matchup against Soto. However, look at how disciplined Soto is. He doesn't really want to go head to head. And as long as things doesn't go out of hand, I'm able to trade 50-50, the Esmeralda is going to be able to scale, where Team Philippines is going to continue to punish potentially either Sayla or Adamir. But as of yet, Reminiscent from the side Team Singapore is still playing the defensive posture and play safe as much as possible, and seems to be a very mirror matchup coming from the Philippines, where they want to play into its late territories.
Yeah, we know that they're going to be primarily focusing on allowing Gonzalez and Soto to just scale up, farm up their items, and become unstoppable in the late game. Imam now in a little bit of trouble, but Reminiscent not able to find the Natalia.
Oh, that was so close. Soul, however, he's going to get caught off. You can see Del Rosario popping the heavy spin as well. He's going to push Soul in towards the wall, but do they have enough damage to fight it? So he's trying his best to go for a trade, but unfortunately, he is a little bit too far off to be picked off. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, we do see the fights coming in. Adamir going for the aggressive plays, gets a trade, trading Imam for him, his support, but at the same time, Team Singapore still loses out a 2-for-1 trade, but does give a little bit of economy to Adamir.
Yeah, and he is able to take out the top tier 1 tower, so that is going to mean less space for Gonzalez to get farm. Reminiscent as well, knowing that his team didn't get the best trade, is now going to move into the enemy jungle, steals the purple buff successfully. In terms of net worth though, Philippines still notably ahead, and now they're ganking Sayla again.
Oh, this is going to be hard as well, but looks like this heavy spin. They are going to catch on to Reminiscent, drops him down to his half HP, but this is a tank box here. They don't exactly want to go for it, but it seems like they will scare off Singapore a little bit to regroup, and seems like they are going to be grouping up as five to set up for a gank, potentially catching them off guard while rotating, but it seems like Villa Luna is going to get caught off. Great catch coming from JPL. They take him down, and just like that, the Lord is going to be up for grabs. However, Philippines, they're holding on strong with the middle lane. Del Rosario is going to be dead. Abyssum Strike is going to connect on the dot, but they don't seem to have damage, but Reminiscent will seal the deal. Meanwhile, Team Philippines is going to be focusing on the back lines. As you can see, Soto trying his best to focus on the Adamir. He needs one last auto attack, but can't seem to kill him. Adamir survives and gets the kill on of it all, and Team Singapore is going to come on top with this trade with a 2v3 win fight, and my goodness, Singapore, they come on top, but they cannot benefit from the Lord at all.
Yeah, that was a chaotic skirmish between both these teams, and at first it does look like Team Philippines has control of the fight as they are able to split up the members of Team Singapore to attempt to take him off one by one. Unfortunately, their heroes aren't quite scaled up enough yet, so they don't have enough consistent damage to actually take that, allowing Team Singapore to pick up a few kills in return.
This is very scary. Team Philippines, they need some sort of very strong frontliner to actually deal with JPL as well as Reminiscence. You can see the defense coming from Singapore to ensure that Sailor has his farm as well as the Beatrix is just annoying to deal with, and it's back to the drawing board for Team Philippines as they need to slowly farm out a little bit more so that Del Rosario and Soto can scale into the lane to actually match Team Singapore as of now.
Yep, but I don't think they're having too many issues with that. Yes, they did get slowed down a little bit because of that, but their farm is still on point. And now Del Rosario with the heavy spin going to be catching out JPL. Gonzalez slowly whittling him down, but not enough as the Dawning Light Imam jumping onto Zayla, picks him up, but will cost his own life. Adamir gonna flicker forward on top of Villa Luna, gets the double kill, but gonna end up losing his life in return. Soto now on top of Reminiscent won't be able to kill this box yet, but that's a 2-for-3 trade in favor of Philippines this time.
Oh, that was a little bit of mistakes coming from Team Singapore. They tried to go to kill onto Gonzalez, but Gonzalez was able to get a freebie because of the heavy spin lockdown. Things would have looked a little bit soft. However, Soul, what is he doing? He's all by himself. He's trying to make a play. However, he's going to be poked apart. That's going to be mega kill onto Gonzalez as he's going to get 4-0-2 on the marksman. And just like that, they are back in action and they're looking to challenge towards Lord. They've got retributions. They've got the marksman available. And Team Singapore, Adamir is a little bit too far off. They've got to wait out on this.
We already see that Soto is scaling up to the point where it's very difficult for even Reminiscent to take him down. He's buying so much space for Del Rosario and Gonzalez. Imam in the backline. He's looking for Sayla once again. He's with Adamir back there. Heavy spin pops down. Real manipulation gonna trap them out. Imam, he finds Adamir. Gets the kill with Execute. He knows that the Beatrix is more dangerous. JPL uses the wild charge, but it's not going to be enough. Dawning Light almost picks off Gonzalez. Soto dropping real low as well. Team Philippines gonna take that as their cue to disengage.
Oh my goodness. Imam, the assassin he is, he's been scouting around, waiting for right targets, and he knows who he needs to kill. Adamir taking advantage of that wall defense to call over, trying to force Philippines to react. Unfortunately, Philippines was just using it at the stalemate for a bait as a distraction to allow Imam to sneak up behind and get the kill. And my, oh my, Adamir walked into his own trap that he tried to set up for against Team Philippines.
Team Singapore just don't have enough awareness. They need to know that this Natalia is on the map and could be anywhere. Adamir, he could have probably taken the fight if he was on Wesker, but unfortunately, because he was not expecting Imam to show up, he was actually using Renner at the time, and well, in close quarters, a sniper rifle isn't going to do the job.
Exactly. Team Philippines is going to be trying to force a fight once again as they try to bait out the Lord, and Team Singapore is going to be responding as well. Sayla as well as Adamir looking for the fight, but looks like Rosario is going to catch on Reminiscence. Roman Vision tries to zone them out. JPL taking the full brunt of it as well. Likewise from Sayla, they're hesitating to fight, but Villa Luna starting to hurt like a truck. As Team Philippines, they won't lose out Imam in the process, but seems like Singapore can also exactly contest the Lord because of the potential snipe coming from Philippines. Soto is going to be called in to secure the map control onto the Lord, but Philippines, they still have a healthy chunk of HP. Looks like they will try and make an attempt onto the Lord. Yeah, Rosario does have the heavy spin very soon, but it is still once again a very patient bait coming from Team Philippines.
JPL trying to go in from the back line. Soul coming from the side, but they're not able to find the engagement. All things considered, that was an okay trade for Team Singapore. Madison jumping in onto Villa Luna, but he is out of position. Dawning Light only hitting Gonzalez. He's now stuck underneath the Void Crystal. Heavy spin, pushing Reminiscent back. They do catch out Soto in the Mystic Field. Adamir flickers forward again. Nibiru's pass and secures the kill. Soul going in, finds Gonzalez. They find Del Rosario as well. Imam, the only survivor, as Team Singapore walks over the Philippines.
Oh, that was huge coming in from Team Singapore, and just like that, it wiped the floor with them. But look at how tanky Reminiscence was, and because of that, you just completely obliterated them now. And now they're going for the base push as well, and just like that, they wiped the floor with Team Philippines. They closed up the game 13 minutes into the game, and guess what an upset coming in from the first game, and Team Singapore, they're ready to rumble.
This may be the most unexpected result for basically everyone watching right now, as Team Singapore, against all the odds, take the first game in the semi-finals match against Team Philippines one step closer to potentially be joining the ranks of the grand finals.
Well done, well done. Guess what? Our predictions are starting to be very, very shaky. The stats don't lie, but guess what? Stats don't lie doesn't mean everything is going to be the same, because eventually people will get better, get stronger. Team Singapore seems to have improved a lot in their